Hi everyone. I would like to provide you a weekly recap for the week ending November 27, 2020, which is after Thanksgiving. That's just an exceptional week to push all three major indexes to new record highs. On Monday, AstraZeneca announced a 70% effective vaccine and pushed the market higher. The stock market climbed again on Tuesday, following news that the Trump administration will begin allocating funds to support Joe Biden's transitions to the White House, as well as Biden chose former Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen to be his Treasury Secretary. On Wednesday, Dow pulled back, which you can see on the graph on the red line. Dow pulled back, given the initial jobless claim number was higher than expected, while market rebounded in the late afternoon given the discussion about possible stimulus. However, much possibility of ending state spending program causing the index fell after trading hours. And possibly due to Black Friday ahead, an e-commerce stock and Nasdaq end up record high by the end of trading day. And you can see the blue one. The blue one is the Nasdaq, and you're really trading much, at a record high on Friday when the market closed. Actually, the intradays was really very high, and you pull back a little bit, but still end up higher than became the record high of a year, which is very amazing. Because when you look back and remember that before the election, the week before election, the market actually had gone down for Dow for 1,800 points, and so did Nasdaq take a big hit. People were worried about the chaotic uncertainty about elections, the number of coronaviruses, and uncertainty about the stimulus. So the market was actually hitting that. Then once the election result came up and with vaccine came, the market just kept keeping going wildly for the following 2 weeks. So this is really exceptional when you look at the market. They're pushing really high, and then on Monday, we have another vaccine. The third one came about, saying that they, potentially will be able to, provide Americans another choice. So then the market have, really reacted not as strong as the first time, which is up 800 points of Dow, but still, a few hundred points of Dow and Nasdaq. So it was still a very welcoming note. And on that split, Boeing and Chevron were at the helm. Boeing was up nearly 4%, while Chevron increased 3.3%. Energy stocks have been up previous week and were still very bullish for many oil stocks this week, as oil prices jumped over to $50. And if you hear the next video, you know that they were talking about OPEC and talking about the increase of supply because they have been slashed with the agreement to cut supply, and that driving the price gone up from $40-ish to $52 Friday. So we'll be interested to see how the oil price is going to be once the OPEC announcement of confirmation of the inventory came out, and what they're going to do with that, exactly the timeline of the 2 million per barrels that will increase per day. Growth stock, for example, electronic vehicles continue to perform very well at the beginning of the week. If you look in the another video that I did for the recap on just Friday, is showing you the electric vehicle, how they performed for the week, and it gave you some idea how they were doing. And again, they were they just did a very exceptional job that the stock price have been gone up, and in this case XPEV over 2 weeks timeline, you really have gone up like more than double. So so that there was no surprising in that case. Just these electric vehicles stock have pulled back a little bit, and FAANG went up before end of the day. Like Amazon was kind of gone up. And maybe it's because of the Black Friday expectations and on the sales, that thinking, optimistically that with Nasdaq have gone up, also Tesla gone, also part of the Nasdaq, will be part of the Nasdaq as well. So that actually all pushing up even higher and better. And Fuel Cell Energy, symbol FCEL, the exceptional well, up 56.5% to $9.65 per share I think analysts did upgraded this stock, but really thinking it's about $5 per share. So I think this stock is still a very good stock to own, but right now it's just too expensive for me to recommend anybody to buy. And then Slack stock rose more than 30% on report Salesforce deal Friday. So again, it hasn't been finalized a deal yet, but there's a talk about it, and the announcement was saying, there's an intention to buy them out, and so Slack stock was gone up by 30%, and this will actually make Salesforce in the marketplace a lot more competitive by buying out this company. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index did well as well last week because of a positive news that is linking funds with China bridging between investors from one of the best performing markets in the world and the rest of the world. U.S. home prices gained a record 3.1% in the third quarter, but the initial jobless claim again, it was 2 weeks in a row saw an increase and was the analyst forecast. So what that meant is that, we will see this coming week if it's another week reporting higher numbers, because supposing there's some seasonal hiring with Black Friday and also a holiday season, right? So if the number actually went up, then I'm thinking this is not a good sign, and particularly that if the coronavirus case will increase and more people are hospitalized, then you really have a risk of higher likelihood of shutdown further, or the further restriction on some cities. So making the business not going to be recovered as quickly as we expected. The stock I have recommended before had a little pullback, as just previously talked about. XPV has a hit of $74, the highest, but landed at $64.28 when market was closed Friday. That's 13% pullback. I actually think that the electric vehicle went too hot, and it makes sense to pull back for 20 to 25%. Well, then you may be a buying point again for you to coming in to buy some, and just wait for next year and for quarterly earnings or some announcement of them, how they grow their numbers as well with optimizing their business. BLNK pulled back by 19% from the peak at close to $35. And again, this stock was also on my recommendation list, and it was really, really big. I mean, I would kind of ask people to buy at $8.50, but unfortunately, it was a $9 when the time I came in, and it never come down, but you push it up a little higher. So I kind of looked it up and told my friends to go and get at $14 and $14.50 range on that day, and fair enough, the next day it starts skyrocketing, and now is at one point it was really close to $40. BIGC may still be a good buy that I've advised many of you to buy below $70, and now it's around $80 Friday. So I actually personally I bought at 75, which is what I recommended. Then I bought more when you hit down to $68, which was actually, again, the news was saying they're trying to reissue some new stock at $68, and my projection was once this is done and set and done, and then with the momentum of Shopify and Amazon also can push up with with sales, and from a technical perspective, they did have a V shape in the sense of 2 or 3 times before in the 3 months timeline. You're really very likely to hit, well, you're really not that difficult to hit $90 really from the time when I look at it. So I really think if you want to buy around 80-ish, which who knows if tomorrow morning, when the market trading and what price is going to be, but you still probably may potential of 10% return pretty quickly. I wouldn't think you have to wait till next year for that one. And then TACO Taco went up a bit, and gas and all these retail stock like the previously explained that were way up. So I don't think you should go and chase a tail now, go into buying Gap whatsoever at this current price. Maybe my model, I explained to you that you always have to be discount on the current market price, but I wouldn't be exaggerated saying, hey, the stock valuation tells you that it is 50% off down compared to where you are paying at the current price. So I always put about 10 to 15% lower and say, hey, you probably can buy that. But because in the long range, if the stock is fundamentally strong and they are making money particularly, and you some of the names that almost everybody have heard of, even though in China, or in Europe or in India, people know what the names of these stocks are, chances they will be they will be rebound and hit another level when they actually make money, the business go, well overall in the macroeconomic factors. So for this week, I will also introduce some few stock to buy and get ready for 2021, which is 1 month away. So I hope in 2021 things will get much better. The vaccine will come on December 11th as expected. Some people take it and deem it to be effective, so it increase the public confidence to also take the shot next year when it's available. If you like my video, have not subscribed, please do so. I hope you'll continue to follow my videos and feel free to ask me questions if any. Have a nice day. Bye.